Dang! They legit just gutted this while I was editing. What the frick, dude? Oh my god. What is this? Is this a parts list?
Yeah, it's a parts list.
That's wild.
Okay.
No.
Out in my house.
Whoa. I've honestly never seen anything like this. I mean, I don't work on cars like Jay does, but this is pretty cool.
We're trying to keep this like standard whenever we do a full restoration.
These are all the tires here?
Yeah, so these are all the wheels. That's the spare.
And that's the spare.
And then these are the stock. You can see how tiny the spare is. These are the stock wheels.
My dad is actually, he really likes these wheels, so we were asked to take care of them.
Come on, man.
I mean, they're clean, they're safe, we're not selling them, even though we're getting some new ones, which will be revealed.
Those are gonna be spicy.
One day.
Yep.
Soon. Wow. Want to tell us what happened?
Yeah, so saw a little rust in the underbody. We kind of figured we want to pull up the carpet and give it an inspection. We have a hole here. We're gonna be running around like Fred Flintstone for a bit.
And the Martin Stonix family.
Wow. Is this the oh my gosh.
So we're gonna find a way to fix that. Probably weld some sheet metal in there. Pull the seats out. All the bolts are in like labeled bags. They're kind of everywhere right now.
Super organized, of course.
Stock seats are out here.
Okay.
The car is gonna sit up here for a while. Next step is we made that parts list. We're gonna order a whole bunch of parts, try to fix that floorboard, clean up the carpet, and start laying new parts in. We just got back from the muffler shop. New cats on that car so it could get smog.
That's a Sequoia.
So that'll be our tow vehicle. So when we gotta take this thing to paint, the trailer's going on that car. We're hitching this thing up and we're taking it to paint, body work, everywhere.
Jeez.
Yep, running it up.
This is Chef Jeezy in the kitchen. Chef Jay, look at my man cooking up the car. You got the apron on.
Apron on, you know,
Who's man,
we cooking.
Who's man?
We cooking. So we have the big jack stands in the front, and then we put two in the back. But since they're smaller, we put a second set. So if they fall, it'll be caught. So this thing is literally not going anywhere. I could shove on the car all day.
Yeah, and this man was strong enough to pull it, so if he pushes it, it's not going anywhere. Those are some solid jacks.
Definitely safe.
That's good.
Yeah.
Last thing you want is this thing collapsing on somebody while they're working underneath.
Oh yeah, safety is number one priority.
Safety is number one priority.
Safety first.
Always
safety first.
Second or third.
Protection. Safety protection.
Safety protection. So yeah, just for context, this car was bought for autocross. My uncle, Mark's dad. This is his car. It's got like 88,000 miles on it, and it was kept in his back garage. It was parked for 15 years.
Yeah, this thing was covered in boxes, unused, unwashed.
Everything.
We weren't even sure if it was gonna start running again, but they somehow got it to work to get out here, and we're very thankful for that.
For sure. Adjustable suspension on it. It's got Tokiko shocks. Discs in the front, drums in the back. We don't know if we're changing the back, but bigger brakes are gonna be in use. The whole car is pretty much stock.
Big brakes are part of the plan. The suspension isn't stock.
Yeah, suspension is a little bit nicer, but we're gonna spice it up a little bit more.
Chef Jay gonna add some spice to that.
Spice
Chef
it up
Salt Bay Jay.
Yeah, engine's pretty much stock. We'll clean it up, make sure it runs efficiently. Interior is gonna be nice, some little JDM touches. OEM plus is the goal, keeping that track car inspiration that it once was. Probably undercoat the whole body, clean up the lights, give it a new paint job, new exhaust. As if this thing just rolled off of the showroom floor, but like a little bit nicer. The thing that makes this special is you can't see it because this is on here, but the car is 1987 Civic Si. So this is the first generation that they ever made a Civic Si. This is the third generation Civic.
And what does SI stand for myself and all the viewers involved here?
Means I have no idea.
I think it actually means sport injected.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that, but I didn't want to say it in case I was wrong.
Okay.
So this is the first ever SI they made, but it's a Gen 3 Civic, and they only made this for 3 years, which is what makes it special. They
Classic, rare.
86, 87.
You never see these on the road.
So this is an 87. It's not just a regular third gen Civic, it's an SI. So that's what makes it special. It's Rio red. Every 80s car was red at some point, I think. Special car. You always see EF Civics driving around. You don't see these.
Right, and what makes the difference? It's honestly, it's the back of the car that makes it different, right?
For sure. The EF has a bit more angle to the back. This one's kind of just flat and sloped. You can't see it because the trunk's up, but it's just flat. The whole car is overall more boxy. The EF is one body style newer, but this is as late 80s as you could get. I'm gonna just pull off this side of the carpet, give it a little inspection. Pretty much the same as the other side. Try to get to work.
My man is a chef and a doctor at the same time, Mr. Surgeon.
Gotta keep the germs out, gotta not get tetanus.
And we're gonna diagnose the passenger side to see if there are holes.
The good thing is here you have kind of like a cross brace here, and this thing is intact. So the structure of the car is still here, but the floorboards are kind of caving in. That's fine, that's not structural. It would be bad if these were rusted out, but they're not. It's not too bad. It could be worse. There's the ECU. We also have another ECU. We have an Integra ECU that came with the car. Apparently it's supposed to raise your revs and make it a bit more aggressive. We'll figure that out when we get there.
And I'm gonna hop on this side so that I can get a better view for you guys to check out. Well, I know this has got a hole. I'm not trying to fall through. Is it safe to squat back here?
Oh yeah, for sure. You can stand back there. It shouldn't fall.
I mean, if I fall through,
It'll be a good video.
yeah, I might break a leg, but
You can sit back there. You can
try
sit
some
anywhere, man.
Fred Flintstone work. Okay.
Yabba dabba doo.
Asian squat. Let me practice my Asian squat while I'm back here. Asian squat is typically heels on the ground and your butt as low as you can. I'm not that flexible.
That's squat legs, man.
All right.
Go grab my ratchet real quick.
I forget it. This is a 4-seater, right?
Yeah, technically 4-seater, 2-door.
Tight in the back, but it can fit
Has to be a very, very small person.
some slim human beings. But typically, you probably want to drive this alone on tight corners and high speeds.
There's one of those bags. There's sill plate on there. This is for this
Look
sill
at the
plate.
organization. So what does this bag say?
This one says sill plate because of the little door sill plate that goes here. Yeah, just keeping it organized. We're gonna try to reuse as much as possible. And if we gotta rebuy, we rebuy. Trying to save money where we can.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to say this. When I put furniture together, you gotta make sure you got enough pieces for
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
the different parts or whatever I'm talking about. Basically, staying organized is super important, especially with all of this going on. And worst case scenario, most of these are replaceable, right? We can just buy.
Yeah, most of the screws are pretty generic. I'm looking for my wrench. I can't find it.
Okay.
Speaking of organization,
We're gonna cut that out. Or not.
I left it. I put it somewhere before we went to the shop.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, there is a sunroof here, which you saw on video 1, but
I actually found a cover.
manual sunroof.
I found out that
Look
this
at
is the cover for it.
And apparently there's a cover.
So
Wait,
if
you put that
get
on
too
top?
hot, You use this.
Do you put that on top or
It goes
underneath?
inside. It clips inside.
Ah.
But it doesn't slide like every other car. It's removable.
Manual. Everything is super manual on this car. Even the windows. Check this out. You have to roll down the windows. Manual transmission, stick shift. What else is manual?
The whole
The
car.
locks.
Yep, manual locks.
All right, he found his wrench.
Just pulling the seatbelt so we could get this carpet out of the way. So look how many washers are on here. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 washers. That's the most washers I've ever seen. Whoa, 7! 7 washers.
Okay, here's the big reveal. So what are we looking for? We're looking for holes in the floorboard, right?
Yeah, rough spots, anything that's weak.
You haven't checked underneath yet, right? First time you're seeing
Yeah, this
this?
is the first time I'm seeing this.
Okay.
So we're gonna vacuum all this up. But this side definitely looks better than the other side. You can see there's some rust here.
A lot of rust.
A lot of rust pieces. There's no hole here like there is on that side.
If you guys remember, here's another look at that hole.
This is
A serious hole.
this is kind of what it should look
we got a
like.
little crack here.
A little bit there, a little bit of light
Crack.
seepage, but that could be worse. I don't think anything's gonna get kicked up through there. Nothing, some seam sealer won't help.
Yeah.
And then if we take a look at the front here, which might be a little of a challenge.
Is it worth removing the ECU?
What I could do is I could just unplug these wires.
There we go.
It's actually this corner that we want to look at anyways. There's not much in here. Looks like we have a little bit of a hole over here, but it could be worse. That side we're gonna actually patch from the bottom up because the insulation covers it. And this one will probably go from the top down. But we'll probably do the same thing on this side. So the front we'll probably patch from the bottom and the back we'll probably patch from the top. But besides that, not too bad. It's kind of to be expected from an East Coast 80s car.
Yeah. I mean, you got a lot of salt
A lot
in
of
the
salt,
winters.
a lot of snow, a lot of water.
snow.
A lot of moisture, yeah, and it just eats away at these cars, especially the thinner metal they're made out of. But could be worse. Could be worse.
Solid.
The car
solid
runs, the car
diagnosis.
drives. So,
Dr. J.
doctor.
Dr. Jeezy.
Yep, you know it. You know it. I'm still learning what all of this stuff is. I don't know. Is that a cup? Ashtray?
That is for coins.
Coin holder?
Or an ashtray.
Ashtray. Yeah, there's a cigarette lighter here.
Yeah,
I found this little hidden cubby.
Yeah, that's for cigarettes
Yeah, it's
too.
another ashtray, but you could probably hide some
Man,
stuff.
back in the day, they really be smoking in these
Everyone
cars.
smokes. Here's a little cassette and CD holder. This sweet retro Blaupunkt radio. This was probably extra, an option back then, but probably gonna rip that out and put a newer one.
Cassettes. I haven't touched a cassette in God knows how long.
I don't think I've ever seen a cassette.
Yeah.
He's just kidding. I'm not that old. I'm not that young.
I think that's a clock.
Clock, lap timer type thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's no mirrors.
No mirror.
Extra lightweight.
Is there a mirror here? Wow.
There.
No
Well, how do you
mirror.
look at yourself?
I guess the rear view, or you don't.
Or you don't. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it there for today. Probably just clean it up, vacuum it. But besides that, I think we're at a good stopping point. We'll probably dive into the engine bay a little bit tomorrow.
Now it's parked in a safe place where no one can steal it.
Yeah, there's cars blocked in.
There's cars
Garage is
blocked
closed.
in.
It's a safe neighborhood.
Yeah.
So, little rare gem we have. We're excited to work on it, and I think the reveal is going to be amazing. Alright, peace, y'all.
So again, thank you everybody for your support watching. It's the early days. We're just getting started, but we are super excited for all the progress to come. We're ordering parts tonight, and we're getting our website running, our channel running. I mean, this is something that our family's super passionate about. We think we can do it pretty naturally and with a lot of fun, and at the least, we'll spend a lot of time together. So that's what life's all about. Love, happiness, peace, and talk to you soon.
I mean, it's not bad. It's just I think injectors might be stuck a little bit.
Oh, it's got a sunroof. Look at that. It got a sunroof.
Manual everything.